All right. Good morning. Good morning. Here we are. We're in day two, baby. Day two, waiting for Fund Your Edge to open next week, Monday. So they've been kind enough to let us use their um, beta testing to try their platform, which is what we're doing here. We're going to do some live trading here. And until then, we're going to show you exactly how to prepare to start taking your account live if you haven't yet. Start to trade with a prop firm or just to get the general gist of what you need to do to prepare. But for now, we're just going to trade for 1 hour. 1 hour a day right now. That's all you need initially. Some people, honestly, it's worse for them if they trade any more than that. But cheers. Good morning. Oh, all right. Let's have a little look here. We're in between the pre-market range. So this is New York high, New York low. You can see that we rallied. I broke through this buyer here, ended up getting to this 15-minute buyer here. It bounced right off that hot 15-minute buyer that I marked yesterday. So that was taken out. This was popped back up. Nice little rally. If I was to look again, look at a possible, let's look at what buyers we have right here. Yeah, it's not looking terrible. Well, here's one. 115. I don't like any of this, by the way. Big solid ranges are very hard to define. Very hard to define. Because it could literally bounce from anywhere here. Here's the top of your. This is all buying liquidity here. And then same with this. So if I had to say anything for the morning, I think we're going to get a good bounce off this area right here. See where that overlaps? So I'm just going to mark out this zone here, that overlap zone. And we're going to call that our strong liquidity on the morning. And that's right near pre-market low, so we're going to try and take that as a bounce. Yeah. Let's have a look at the 5-minute. Yeah, nothing too crazy. We're pretty chilling. We're hovering around point of control. I'd say if anything, this is going to be more bullish. And this zone here looks like I wouldn't mind taking a little piece from, right? But at the same time, and writing it back to point of control. But it's not super strong. Doesn't make me feel super confident because I think this could be a lot more bullish. But you know what? We're going to take one anyways. Let's see if we could take a little piece here. Where's my buy orders here? Here we go. All right. Yeah, we'll do 3 instead of 5. 912. Where are we at here? 220. Oh, that's not how that was supposed to work. I did not want to buy. Let's try that again. I'm not used to using that. I like just using these. But for some reason, it won't show up for 3, just 2 or 5. So I guess I'll merge them. Will they merge? They will not merge. Oh, well. This will be fine. So about right here. I think that's fine. Oh, made a $1.5 for the day. I mean, don't say I didn't teach you guys nothing. You know what I mean? That's how you start making moves. My accidents make me money. That's what's crazy. All right. So we got one accident trade in. Yeah, so hopping around point of control. It's pretty thick. I mean, these areas are kind of good for shorting and going long into point of control right here. Like, these aren't too bad. We could even probably do a little scalp off of this area down here if we end up coming back down. fairly tight stop. I wouldn't go too crazy. Yeah. I'd say about right there. We did get a little bit of a trap here. This could definitely get even lower, but I don't mind that. We just missed our entry there. Ooh, that might have been it actually. Missed it again. Let's just dig in here a little bit. There we go. I'm going to put a stop right here, be tight with it, and take profit back up to point of control. We got stopped out. That's all right. And we're seeing a little bit of chop through. So bludgeoning kept the stop really tight, really tight. And we were trying to ride that back up to point of control. It wasn't a bad trade. I don't think it was a bad risk reward either. I think that was at least, we put our stop around right here. Yeah, that was almost a 2-to-1. It could have been a little bit better, but that's all right. I still don't mind that area, honestly. All right, but it looks like we're heading pretty low here. I rotate down into this area here, which I would not mind being a buyer here either. This isn't too bad. Yeah. So we have sellers up here. We have buy. I'm gonna buy off this range here. We'll put our stop probably a little bit below 29. It'll be a wider stop, probably 30 points. But I think we should be able to get. Here, let's get right under that, like 997.50 or something. And then we could probably ride that all the way back up to point of control. So looking for about a 4-to-1 or so. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Fairly reasonable here. So how are we finding these pulls? Well, if we look at previous buyers here, there's been buyers right here and right here. Right? See those buyers? Those create a level of demand. So we're assuming that where they've bought before, they're going to try and buy again, because whoever this is has more shares to buy. That's why they aggressed this area. So the reaction, the bomb kind of goes away, and then we get lack of buying interest. Sellers start stepping in, and once buyers and the initial fallout from the bomb that was dropped here, once that fallout starts to kind of dwindle, and probably run into a real seller over here. Probably run into some real sellers over here. It's probably a little cleaner. Not probably. It's cleaner on the 15-minute. And look at that. We marked this seller off yesterday, right? So if we see how we marked this seller off yesterday, we see that we tapped up into this selling liquidity, sold off. They aggressed heavily. Since they aggressed heavily, they actually ran up and started taking some of this liquidity out. Started filling out again, and then now look at the tail end, which with big zones like that, you're either going to get it front loaded or you're going to get it back loaded. It's either going to be in the front portion of the liquidity, which you saw here, that little reaction, meaning like when we marked our zone here, it got up into the zone, and then most of that liquidity was in this area here, or it's going to be in this area here. Typically, you won't find it in the center too often. It's typically front loaded or back loaded. So that's how I like to deal with big zones like that. Our trade almost would have worked here. We were pretty close. The right idea, just a little wide. We try and play it a little tighter here. This still is wide, but now that we've already been ran through once, we could say that there's bulls trapped here. Not interested in dealing with the trap. If anything, it's going to try and push its way farther down, in my opinion. Before we go up, we might need to get to these real buyers. But as I was saying before, So since it was backloaded, you start to see where sellers started to, sorry, the bulls started to get into some liquidity, some supply here. And they were just filling in orders, filling in orders, filling in orders. Tried to break through, failed. Now you have your bull trap, and now we're getting some downward winds. So, all in all, though, I'd say that this seller, for the most part, is still there. Probably more like this, though. As you can see, that still that hot reaction is still there. Yeah. Nonetheless, here we are. We could bounce off of this buyer and just run straight through and actually break new highs. I'll look quick peek on the daily chart here. Yeah, I mean we're bouncing into this big buy area for the daily in general. We could have a big rally over the next few days. I mean, like a serious. Let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. We are into this. If we break through this seller here, these two guys here, if we get above this, we can run and see highs easily. All right. Back to our 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really interested in getting too crazy. We have big wicks here. Big wicks. See that? Wicking back, engulfing the candle again. All the way back down. Huge wick, comes back up. There must be, is there data today or something? This feels like a data day to me almost. Huge wick. So it's hard to take a position because you have to have such a big stop when it chops like this. Yeah, we'll see. Now, how I would like to see this approach the pre-market here is if we get a nice, big, huge candle, that's to me more positive because it likely is going to retrace a lot. And we're going to be able to capitalize on that retracement. If it like slowly builds, we cannot take our profit target this high. It's like almost like building pressure, getting ready to blow through this thing. So that's an idea. That's the only thing that might alter me going as heavy, because I'll probably need to put a wider stop. I still like the area, but I'll need to go lighter, and I'm going to need to have a more reasonable profit target. We'll probably do like a 50% retracement off of these highs here, which would put us at, I'll probably do that off this. That would put us at 111. So that would be our profit target instead. No real sellers on the morning yet. These are all still fake sellers, we'll say. So not real selling happening yet. And we don't have a real buyer on the actual session. So we're just kind of floating around here. So this wouldn't be bad. If we touched on this candle, that's positive. I would like that a lot, actually. If we take 3 more candles of red, slow reds, it's going to be a little risky. It's going to be a little risky. All right. All right. Other than that, we're kicking back, dude. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. Price action's really not showing me nothing. All this could get ran through again. All this could just get ran through all the way to the top. Yeah. There's really no no solidifying factors here. We're in this big pre-market range. How big is this? Yeah, 200 points range. It's not too big. It's actually, for how the Nasdaq's been working, it's fairly narrow. So we just wait. That's what you gotta do. When we're in the pre-market range, you're more consolidationary focused, right? We were expecting range bound chop. Once we kind of break one of those lows or highs, that's when we can expect to see more continuation. And not just break it, we need to actually run it. End of candle close through pre-market higher, pre-market low. Yeah, so we took one stab. I'm actually going to mark it. We took one stab this morning. Well, that doesn't count, let's be honest. We took one stab. We've got our fill about here. Took our stop. I think our stop was roughly around here. And we were playing back to point of control. So we're going to put that right up there. That was our one trade this morning. Yep. I could look at the exact order fills, but meh. Yeah, this is very sloppy. I bet you one of the other, I bet you gold and silver actually looks clean right now. Starting to rotate back up to point of control. Might be able to take this as a little, we might actually, it's super difficult to tell, but you could possibly short point of control 50% range. It's not a bad short either, with a tightish stop. The idea would be, once we drifted away from point of control a little bit, usually point of control acts as a bit of a deterrent. Like it's a little bit of a resistance. Where would that put us here? That put us at 111. Actually, let me get this over here. Hopefully my face isn't blocking everything. That would suck. So yeah, we go point of control, a little bit ahead of point of control. Give us a little insurance. Man, that's a really tough one. I would almost want to play the back of it. I don't think it's a good trade. I think we have to risk too much. It is 18 points. It's not terrible. Where are we at here? And then 110. So that would be a 2.41, which is not bad. I'm expecting chop. Remember what I was talking about yesterday, if you guys were watching yesterday, how when we get chop on the volume profile, see how it kind of just goes up and chops and just looks fuzzy, furry, right? When it looks fuzzy like that, it's bound to just be messy all the way through. I know people are having a hard time trading this today because unless their stops are really wide, I mean, this is just really tough on people's psychology. Look at that. That's really tough. So stops have to be wider. I'd recommend going a little lighter on what you normally pull, your normal size. Just go lower size, wider stops. It can be very tricky. Oh, let me get rid of that. Yeah, if this retraces back up, breaks through this high, I'm less interested in this short. Mostly because sellers have tried to take this down, and we're assuming that these guys here are active in this area. Uh-oh, let me not get too fancy with this shape here. We're one more area away from being a full rocket ship right there. With that shape, right? So if we go down and then we break this area here, right? Then it's testing highs again. That's what it's going to be. Let me get a different color. I don't like the color blue. Yeah, so that's going to be a little tricky. I'd be less interested in that point of control rip. A lot of missed signals. We want clear cut divergence. That's what we want. We want clear cut direction, and this isn't clear cut direction. I think after this morning session, things are going to clean up. We're not here for the morning session though, so we're going to leave our orders in where we like them, and that's it. Be very picky, very picky. I'm like, nah. We took that one stab, blew right through, came back up. We're breaking through the neck of this again. This is our trade idea, but I like it less now because of the context, right? Let's just see what happens. I'm not getting in on this one. This could now blow up. There's a point of control touch. That would be typically our entry, but again, I'm not liking this context. This isn't bad. This little short here is not bad from back here again. But I'm kind of, with all this chop, I'm less inclined. So we drifted away, went straight up to point of control. This looks like a new buyer starting to actually take a position, which is a little disappointing because we would have killed a good entry there had we got one. I say we rally. That's what I want to say. I want to say we rally. Might get a little bit of some downwinds here and then take up. So there would have been our entry. As you can see, point of control is now acting as a bit of a resistance. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see how we're starting to get these little drawn wicks here. That's the idea, is point of control now becomes this resistance, and we pull from there. When the stop wide enough. Let's see what happens here. Now this is shaping up to be a bull trap pattern. I don't really trust it, but if we come back down into this range and it's tight enough in this 5-minute bar, I wouldn't mind probably taking that short. It's Chop City, baby. This is Chop City, baby. So just kick back, take wide stops, play the extremes. Play the extremes. Play the extremes or wait until the extremes are broken. But that's pretty much it. Anything on the inside here, it's just going to be really tough. As you can see, it's telling us, volume profile telling us it's going to just keep chopping back and forth. There's no clear direction. This would have been our entry right here. I don't mind this, but I would prefer it to be at an extreme. Being right in the middle of it, like let's just say I buy in the middle. Say this comes back down and retraces and it's right in the middle of this range. By the way, why do I have two lines because of that. If it's right in the middle of that range, I become less interested. I just become less interested. This is not as interesting. Will I take it? Maybe, but God, this is just terrible. All right, we almost would have had our fill on this maneuver here. And I'm not participating in that. If this was a little cleaner, not as big a chops, I would be a lot more interested in it. But with the chop today, I'm like, oh, who knows? 2 minutes, 45 seconds left on this candle. If this candle goes and closes below here, I'm going to take the short. This is a new buyer initiating a position here in the markets, so that we can mark them as green for this to be a new buyer. We're going to see how they're going to do here. This is a 15-minute buyer, by the way. We could do dark green maybe. I'll make it more green. I don't know. That's a 15-minute buyer. 5-minute buyer will be a little lighter. Almost got the fill. Back to point of control. No clear defined area here. As you can see, price action's showing that. Dude. 2 minutes left on this candle. When I'm actually trading next week, I'm going to commentate. But if I wasn't streaming live, this is one of those mornings where I would not, I'm done. I leave my orders up and I walk away from the computer, period. I don't even look. I put my brackets in. I'm out. Don't want to deal with it. Let's just have a little, I wonder if I could hide. Yeah, there we go. So let's have a little look at some clean price action. There's a lot of drawings all over the board. No clear direction. We have a new buyer. Priced by volume. This is just really choppy. Poor traders. I know some traders are hurting this morning. Oh, my buddy's doing okay. He passed his prop firm account yesterday, and this is not the price action. I mean, unless he's trading literally on like the 5 minute, 5 second. It's probably the cleanest price action of it all, honestly. Yeah, look at this. It's the cleanest of it all. Not even, dude. Because he trades ICT. This would be rough. All the way around. All right, we got 20 seconds left in this candle. Let's see where we're at here. We'll take a little stab. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I like the, oh, what? Oh, I have to hit confirm. That's kind of lame. All right, we're going to hit stop loss 177. And then our take profit is going to be, let me get rid of this. Might get stopped before. The reason why I'm taking this is because it's small. It's a small defined stop. I like the context of it, and I don't mind. Since it's chop, we're gonna go 1.5 here. I don't mind taking a little stab here on almost a 2-to-1. So if we get blown through immediately, which we almost just did, looks like we will. Yeah, no big deal. Very small. We're down 300 on the day off 2 trades. But yeah, that's so the reason why we took that trade is we bulls came up, tried to go higher, cut through, and came back down into the range. Right, this is a bear trap pattern. It works most of the time. I think about 70% of the time. But yeah, with today's context, pretty much just want to chill now. I won't take any more pure price action trades because price action's kind of lying to us right now. All we got is a buyer out of this, and we have our range. So I'm going to get rid of this seller, but this is the assumed, we'll leave it. Why not? Try and clean that up a little bit. Remove my markers. Oh, no, that didn't work. Let me think here. All right, there we go. Got to clean up these charts a little bit. All right, so this is where a supposed seller is still in this area. This is also where we're starting to get little, they call it a low volume node. But I don't really trust any of this right now. Go 20% here. Coming up. This is where our previous orders were. We're going to try and play the highs, that rotation on the highs. Blew right through that seller so far. I mean, it's got to close on the 5 minute. We'll see how it actually reacts. But remember what I was saying. I wouldn't be surprised if we just blew through this upside, because this is all fake selling. None of that's real selling. This is like hedge funds trying to suppress price action. That's what that looks like. You could say artificial selling. There's our fill. Let's put a little stop loss here. We're going to put our stop loss real tight here. Not interested in anything more than that. And then our take profit can be back to point of control. So as you can see, the risk reward 50 to 300, really solid. Not interested in anything more than that. We could take a small loss here. We only went 3 contracts, which is good. Huge candle here, by the way. I would almost want to do like a 50% retracement on the candle, but we could do point of control. As you can see, we have our little node here. We're playing this shoulder. This is where we got in off the shoulder. That's kind of where we wanted to peak. Getting a little bit of selling, but this could blow through easily with how today's shaping up. That's why we keep our stops tight. Now, I said earlier, keep stops wide, but I'm going a little bit heavier with contract. I'm going 3. I would say if I was going to trade the same strategy, I would do like 1 or 2 contracts, and then you could go a little wider. Personally, I just like to keep my stops tight. I would prefer to get stopped out more and just know that I like being greedy when it comes to how much am I giving up off the table in terms of points. It just makes me feel better psychologically. So that's why. So let's see what this risk to reward is. We took a short position here. Our stop's up here, right beyond that area. We almost got stopped out. And we're looking back for a rotation back to here. That's roughly 5 to 1 risk to reward. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, 5 to 1, baby. We could lose like 80% of the trades and still be profitable, or whatever. 75% of the trades. Close above pre-market high, that's bullish. Yeah, so we're likely to get stopped out here. All good. We're going to hold on here. I'm not going to get out of the trade, although this does mean it's a lot more bullish. There we go. We got stopped. No big deal. 3 losses straight. Now, for most of us, 3 straight losses is tough psychologically, especially if I get 1 tick stopped out and then it goes down to my profit target. That would really suck. But you have to just play, if you're going to continue to trade, which I don't recommend, just pay attention to, if you're going to continue to trade after taking 3 losses, take a breath. Take a breath and then think about what's the market trying to do. So we haven't broken out of our range from the morning yet. We're above pre-market high. This could go long, but we want to see some actual, like, we want to break above these highs, for example. And we want to see some closes of these candles above these highs. If we don't really see that, and we're looking at just from market profile and from price action, don't participate. Don't participate. Like, I think that this could become a bull trap down, but we already got ran through on 1 bull trap. That means it's more likely to get ran through on multiple. Just kind of wait for some cleaner price action. Or walk away from your computer. Be done on the morning. Shake it off. No big deal. Come back in the afternoon session. Maybe like, I'm on Pacific, so maybe at like 11 o'clock. Yo, what's up, Isaac? How are you? I know trading's tough, dude. Trading's really tough, honestly. It's super challenging. Seriously challenging. We took a good payout when we moved, but we moved since then, and we're starting from scratch again, baby. My goodness. But my life is, I want to say my life's calming down, but I'm having a baby in October. if anything, it's heating up. So we're trying to take a little payout before the baby comes, and take a time off of work. So that's the goal here. Actually, the goal is to actually be trading full time. But yeah, we're going light. Nice thing about prop firms, you could be really light. And our boys at Fund Your Edge, they got great rules coming into next week, so we're looking forward to it. Thankful that we got them. All right, so up in this range here, I know Fast Track was actually crazy, dude. That whole situation was crazy. The Fast Track situation was wild. Looking like we're dredging up. I don't want to get involved in this. To be honest, I do not want to get involved in this at all. That seller's gone. Like I said, we dipped down. I was hoping we'd come down here. If we would have came down to these buyers ripped up, that would have been sweet. But we have a little bit more of this. Now we're seeing at the rate that buyers are buying this right now. So we're going to suppose that they're going to try and do that a little later on. I used to do this straight. Funny thing is that after 5 years, I'm break even. I know. It's tough, dude. Honestly, I think I've spent probably like 6,000 on prop firms, and I probably only made like 30,000 over the past 4 years. But I've been, how do you say this? My life, it was not ideal. My life circumstances. That's what makes it difficult. Like, we had huge medical problems when I moved to the Bay. Not me. Well, my lung collapsed too, and psychological. This is all before, because I was trading full time with options on my own cash account. But when all that stuff happened, I was already a full time trader for a couple of years. But when all that stuff happened, just from prop firms, by the way, I'm saying how much I've taken from prop firms. My own cash account on options, fantastic. I think I did probably 80K in a year and a half of full time before my lung collapsed. And then when my lung collapsed, we had a baby 3 months later, and then it was all bad. That's just life. Life happens like that, man. So I've done it before. I guess that's the reason why I know I can do it again. Options are tricky, dude. Honestly, they're tricky. The nice thing about options, I prefer options over futures, honestly. Futures, you have to be like a surgeon. I mean, well, I guess with options you have to be a surgeon with time. But futures, you really have to be dialed. Like, when I was trading, I was swinging options for 2 to 3 days out. And I mean, this was the era of huge breakouts, big swings. I can't even tell you how many times I've done. I can't even tell you how many times I've done like 3 to 10,000% on options. I have screenshots, everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. I even was like, I think I had, in the middle of all of the storm, the medical stuff, all the crazy stuff that was going on, I had borrowed like $1,000. I think I literally turned it into 20K in like 5 days. It was outrageous. I bottom ticked an Amazon call. Amazon ripped up like 6%, which not, it's not typical for Amazon. I ended up making like 9,000 off of that trade. It was dumb. Options are dope though. I really do like options. My other segment. So when I start doing I'm doing my regular channel content. So I'm filming this, but I'm doing like regular day to day, showing at my work, showing my like life and stuff like that. This is our first week of doing it. So I'm still editing and getting all that ready. I'll release that on Saturday, Sunday. But options are going to be a part of that too. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to be more like a lifestyle options thing. Yeah, no, invest is the way to go. Honestly, life, unless you want to do this full time, honestly, trading brings a lot of stress. If you're not managing it right, it brings a lot of stress. I've had to take multiple breaks, 100%, at different times. And it's not that trading by itself is the stress. It's that if you want to have a good family life, if you want to have a good balance, um, you trading's not it. If you're gonna trade all day long. So with market profile, what's nice about it, this is what I like about it, is because I've been able to, for right now, like yesterday we did pretty good. Where am I? I don't know. Let me see here. Yesterday we did pretty good, right? We had a $2,000 day. We're keeping our losses really tight. But the nice thing about market profile is I only need to trade literally a minute a day. So I look for shapes that have rounded shoulders, nice rounded shoulders. Like, let me see if we have something from yesterday. Shapes that have nice rounded shoulders, and we just trade off of them. Like, let me see here if I found one yesterday. Like these areas I marked earlier are areas that I would probably look to trade, and I would just put limit orders up. So I'll wake up at about 7:30. I like 7:30, but like this shoulder right up here, beautiful shoulder right here. I would look to short this up here. Short this about right here, right off the shoulder. Put a little stop and just write it down to wherever point of control is. And then that's it. I leave. Oh my God, dude. Oh no, bro. That's great. You could trade London though, same way. Market profile. The nice thing about market profile, you can trade whatever. You could trade it. It's not like I have a strat that really only works for NASDAQ, but market profile is whatever, dude. It's like you throw your orders in and you walk away. So I like trade. This is the 30-second, and basically it's like 4K action on price action, right? So like this area is a nice little tight shoulder here, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is like sweeping and nasty. Maybe right here, maybe. But I put in my orders, I walk away. This is for the content, me streaming. When I trade by myself, the last couple payouts I've taken, I've literally, I spend 1 minute looking, and I put the order, I close my laptop, and I go live life. I think that's the goal, honestly. If I can do that, you're solid. What do you do? What do you do for work? If you don't mind me asking. No one traded London NQ? Yeah, I'm not a market profile works for whatever, but the trading price action is really tough on post market. Working logistics. Oh, sick, dude. What kind of business? If you don't want me asking, I know it's a lot of information on the internet. What's your social security number, dude? Tell me. You guys have social security numbers in EU? That's got to be a thing, right? Or is it something else? I don't even know. Double top. IT consulting firm. Very nice, dude. Solid. Honestly, to be honest with you, you don't have a social security number? I'm like, what do they call it in Europe, dude? Is it social security? I don't even know. What is it? I don't even know if it's a thing. I didn't even think about it. Like, is that an America thing? I don't even know. Birth number. Yeah, dude. Birth number, dude. See, I knew it was called something else, bro. I knew it had to be. I was like, yeah, but the goal, I think, for me for trading is it's a tool for me to open businesses, generate cash flow, open businesses, and let the businesses generate income as well. I think if you're going purely off of trading, it's pretty stressful. So I plan to open up a few businesses with the trading preference. And I'm going to document all of it on my other channel too. It's just called the Cafe Trader. So I'm just going to do that there. And that's it. It's going to be it. I am having fun with YouTube though. YouTube's dope. I enjoy it. It's funny. I feel like a little bit of like I'm creating content, but I'm also at the same time trying to skip trading. So you took out a loan? What do you mean you skipped trading, took out a loan? You took out a loan for trading, or you said screw trading, and then you took out a loan and started doing it for business? Which is dope, by the way. Oh, I know my buddy's hurting right now, dude. I know it. I could feel it in my loins. I'm gonna shoot him a text. If he's making money, this is. You didn't trade for business? Okay, hey, take care, Isaac. I'm not going to be on, though. I'm going to be off, actually, in 15 minutes. Like I said, I don't stream all day long, but I will be on tomorrow if you want to say what's up. Stop by and say what's up. That's no worries. Take care of yourself, man. Good to hear from you. I hope you do well, man. Sounds like you're doing well. That's good. That's what we want to hear. As far as the charts go, for everybody else, this is messy. It's gross. It's not pretty. I think we still might go up, but this is not nice. It's not being kind today. We have our order down here. That's pretty much it. Any price action to clean up. Otherwise, I'm good. I don't want to screw my mental capital up today. We've been doing pretty tight. I texted my buddy to see what he's doing. It's a bad day for him to be on all day. I'll tell you that right now. Starting to look like we're going to break new highs. Highs are up here. Close. There it is. Boom, new highs. All right. Now we can start trying to play this long. Let's see if we can take a little bit of some price action longs here. So it's nice to be patient, not going too crazy. I'm gonna hide this, actually. I don't need this. Yeah, just keeping it chill, man. I mean, if this doesn't close, if this closes back in this range, this is it's gonna be a nightmare for people. I know it's tough. That's the thing. I know this is tough. So if you guys are having a tough day today, that's all good. Yep. I wonder how my buddy's doing. Let's see. Oh my goodness, dude. If this does not commit. In my heart of hearts, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Yet. I'm working on it. No, I'm not really on there yet, but I would have to say that I feel like they're purposefully trying to keep this down. You have real buying stepping into the markets, and then just this selling judging it. It's really kind of crazy. I don't want to do it, but if this closes back down into range below pre-market low, I might take one more stab at the short. I might take one more stab at the short. Small. I'm gonna go like one contract. Yeah. But if it doesn't, look at this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. You'd be buying it all day. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, as far as everything else goes, look how fuzzy. See how fuzzy everything is? Everything's so fuzzy. Tons of fuzz. No clean shoulders. Besides, like, this shoulder's probably the only clean shoulder. But that's just, it's just saying chop. That's what the markets are saying. What are we at? 7:48. We're going to stream for about 12 more minutes. I got my ball order in here down to 29.34. I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to walk away from the computer. If we end up tapping down there, I'm really confident we're going to at least get a 50% retracement from the highs. So my bracket should work. All right. Let me see here. Putting in my order here. All right, about 27. Go at least 50% from highs, or we could do point of control actually. 157.75. There we go. Three to one. Make it a true 3-1 right here. All right, so entry is roughly 33.50. And then we're going to do a 41-point stop loss and a 123 take profit. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, is it in? Oh, see, why does it do that? I'm not understanding that portion of it. We shouldn't have done this, by the way. All right. Get me out of this trade. Get me out of this trade. I'm not understanding why, if I put in a limit, this is bad. If I put in a limit, it's not. Why is it having me? If I confirm a limit order at the limit price, then why, when I hit confirm, is it putting me into a trade. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'll use a dome maybe. This might be the way to do it. But I don't think I'll have brackets. That's the only thing. Yeah, this is what I'm not understanding. What's the scalp look like, actually? Oh, just that. Well, do I have brackets in if I put right now? No. See, this is the only thing I'm not sure of, is why are my brackets not showing up? Why are my brackets not showing up? That's the one thing I need is brackets. All right. Oh, it says I have it in here, no? Does this mean I have it? But I'm not hitting confirm. And why is it only on one screen? It doesn't make sense to me. Hold on. Do a little research here. It's probably something simple, and I'm not like getting it right. Let's find out a quick little web search here. Ah, I see. Okay. I think we got it. All right, so we have to actually hit the buy or sell up here. What if I hit confirm, though? Okay, perfect. Okay. So for some reason, when I was hitting confirm, okay, so if you want to buy or sell, you have to click the buy or sell first. And then the order will pop up, and then you can hit confirm. Okay, that makes a lot of sense here. What just happened? Okay, I think that's the ticket. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Had a little accidental order, made it look a little worse than what we had it, but that's all right. It's ugly. That is ugly. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stop it here. There's really no point in me watching this anymore. We might have something after lunch. I think, honestly, and be honest, I think we rotate all the way back down here. I don't think this pushes through. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I'm so confident that I'm going to sell 2 here. I wonder if my brackets will show up. No, they're not going to show up. Okay. I'm going to go like this. We'll see. It's either I'm getting stopped out or whatever, but that's it for the day. We got our buy limit. So if I was actually going to take an order, I would definitely take it down here. 0.33 on the day. Everything else just doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. This is not a good trade. The one that I'm in right now, this is just for fun. This is just a Fund Your Edge account. This is the we're trading with Fund Your Edge, which is fantastic. I'm in the beta, so this is just simulated trading right now, which is great. It's great preparation for what we're going to be doing. Please tune in. We're going to be here Monday through Friday, trading for a nice solid hour here, and that's really all you need. You don't need more than that. But if you are new to trading, consider hitting subscribe and follow our other channel, The Cafe Trader, where we're going to be going through a walkthrough of everything, how we develop, how we prepare. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys have a good day, and we're taking off. So In the meantime, peace.